Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we will be discussing the different exhaust combinations for the 05 to 09 V6 Mustang, starting from cheap all the way up to the most expensive options you can get. But before we get into talking about the different exhaust combinations, if you like these kind of videos, if you have an 05 to 09 V6 Mustang, please leave a like and subscribe. I will be sure to bring you guys some more content. If you guys own a 05 to 09 V6 Mustang or are interested in the different options that are available for these Mustangs, please subscribe and like the video. I owned and worked on my own 05 to 09 V6 Mustang. Well, mine's an 05. And I've done a lot of things to it over the years. I had cheap parts on it, I've had expensive parts on it, and I'll be sure to bring you guys more content about the different options that are available, the different prices, and yeah, just general things that you might not know about the 05 to 09 V6 Mustang. So beyond that, let's get started. So exhaust, in the stock configuration, the exhaust will flow out of the engine into the exhaust manifolds. From the exhaust manifolds, it will go into the catalytic converters, which then converge into a Y pipe. From the Y pipe, there's a pipe that goes all the way back to the back of the chassis of the car, over the axle to a muffler. For the first level of exhaust mods that you can do for the 05 to 09 V6 Mustang, or rather the cheapest level, is first we'll go from back to front, and that would the cheapest thing you could possibly do to your V6 Mustang is just getting a replacement axle back exhaust. Now this is just going to replace the stock mufflers, which are very restrictive. You don't do anything else to it. You just remove the muffler from after the pipe that goes above the axle. It's just literally just a bolt-on replacement. And these can range anywhere from $150 to $400 to the more expensive side of things. And then after you've done, say, a axle back exhaust upgrade, then you can move to the front. Those really restrictive exhaust manifolds, yeah, you can just go ahead and replace them. Those things don't flow at all, they don't sound good, and you can replace them with a direct bolt-on replacement called shorty headers. These shorty headers, there's quite a few of them available, such as sites like LMR, American Muscle, CJ Pony Parts. A good example that I can think of off the top of my head would be the BBK Chrome shorty headers. So these shorty headers probably range anywhere from $300 to $400. So that was the first level, or the cheapest level. But then let's get on to the second level, or the medium level, I would like to call it. Slightly more expensive, but you're going to get better sound overall. So in the second level, you obviously could do a axle back replacement, which would the $400 higher end single axle back replacement. But there are actually a lot of catback systems out there, especially on American Muscle, that you can put onto your V6 Mustang. And these catback systems, like the name suggests, attach after the catalytic converters, and basically a lot of them will, other than there's a MagnaFlow Y pipe catback, most of the catback exhausts will convert your single exhaust to a dual exhaust. Now there are many options for the catback systems, and they can range from anywhere $700 north of $1,000, and there are different options. You can get mid-muffler options from pipes. You can also get like the options where the muffler is in the normal location, such as the pipes, the violators. And overall, this is a medium level in terms of price exhaust modification, and it will make your Mustang sound significantly better, especially since you converted it to a dual exhaust format. Keep in mind that you will need to cut a exhaust opening for the second exit, or you're going to have to buy a GT pumper, which will fit exactly in the places it's supposed to. The catback systems actually range anywhere from $500 to $750, and if you decided to include shorty headers in your exhaust modification, so say you go shorty headers plus the catback system, then you can actually have, so it would actually be more towards $800 to $1,000, probably $1,400 range for the entire upgrade, and it would sound super good. Also within the second level or the mid-level for price range, there is a thing you could do where you do the true dual conversion, right? So the Pipes actually offers a Pipes X-Pipe true dual conversion kit, and it includes everything from after the cats, so the X-Pipe that after the cats, and then, but it just has no mufflers. So for some context, this is actually the X-Pipe that came with the Pipes true dual X-Pipe kit, and I just had that on there because cool decoration piece, and I had this replaced with my last exhaust setup. Then you can add your own mufflers you can go through the different websites and stuff to see which GT axle bags you want to put on there. And this is actually the first exhaust system, or this is actually the second exhaust system that I ran. I bought the Pipes X-Pipe True Dual conversion kit, right, which then made it to a MBRP muffler delete axle bag system for the GT. And I'll put a sound clip of it here. That entire combination where you take the X-Pipe, the Pipes True Dual X-Pipe conversion kit, plus the MBRP muffler deletes, because muffler deletes are cheaper than actual muffler axle back exhausts. Probably, I think it was only around, I want to say $600. Yeah, $600, not including the labor for it to get welded, because I had mine welded. Alright, so you gotten to this point. You've done catback exhaust and you're like, alright, it's not loud enough, it doesn't sound as what I want it to sound like. You've then reached the third level, or the highest price range. In this level, we're gonna get rid of the shorty headers, and instead we're gonna go with long tube headers. BBK offers two different options for V6 Mustang headers. So the BBK long tube headers, they come in chrome and ceramic finishes, and the sizes are 1 5/8. That refers to the different the tubes, right? The pipe that come from the exhaust ports from the engine, and there's also pace setter. I believe there are pace setter long tube headers, and there are. So I owned, once I upgraded from the mid level to this level, I wanted long tube headers. And I owned Cook's long tube headers, and I don't believe they make these anymore. But I purchased a pair of Cook's long tube headers. They were also 1 5/8. Long tube headers are probably going to run you around $450 all the way up to $700. The caveat with a long tube header is that you aren't going to be able to use the stock catalytic piping anymore. You're going to need to buy an aftermarket or complete custom. When you take it to the shop, you'll have to tell the exhaust guys to put in a catalytic converter somewhere down the line because of the extended length of the long tube headers. Because when we ran shorty headers, you didn't have to do anything because they were bolt-on replacement. But now that we have long tube headers, you need to do something about the catalytic converter locations. And so BBK, if you buy the BBK headers, they offer a catted X-pipe. This is assuming you want to run emissions legal, you're trying to pass, right? You're on the street, and you can get the catted X-pipe option, and it will be perfect fit for those long tube headers. From there, you could actually purchase the, so if you were gonna do this level straight off the bat, you could do the long tube headers plus the X-pipe or H-pipe, it could be catted or non-catted, meant for those long tube headers. And then what you can do is you could get rid of the single pipe exhaust that goes to the back and get the Pipes X-pipe conversion, put that on, and then you could put on a GT muffler, which is what I ended up doing. So here I have my latest V6 exhaust setup, because I no longer have a V6, it's a Coyote engine now. Wow, crazy, right? But here, what I was running was the Cook's long tube headers, 1 5/8. Very cool piece, and it goes to, that's the O2 sensor. We had a catted H-pipe. I don't have the catted portions of it, but this is the H-pipe that connected it, which made it sound super, super rumbly. And then I had the, the remainder of the pipes, True Dual X-pipe conversion kit, going back all the way to these new mufflers that I got. I got rid of the MBRP muffler deletes, which were cool, but instead I got Borla Attacks. Now, these things sounded amazing, and this entire setup sounded so good. All in all, if you were going straight from nothing, no exhaust mods done, to the third level, you're probably looking around $2,000 or more worth of parts and labor, and it is quite expensive. For me, it wasn't quite as much. I spent around $1,300 for the Cook's H-pipe and long tube headers, but I already had the True Dual exhaust, so I just mated that to the Cook's headers and H-pipe. All in all, the 4.0 V6 Mustang can sound really, really good. It just depends on what you do to it. And in my opinion, for a general daily driver, if you don't want to spend too much money, just go with a shorty header, and then from there you can decide whether you want to go with just a axle back exhaust for the single, right? The single exit, or you could go shorty header plus a cap back option offered on a site like American Muscle. That is all for the exhaust combinations. If you found this informative or like this style video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll be sure to pump out some more videos about the 05 to 09 V6 Mustangs. But until then, take care guys, and I'll see you in the next video.